visors, O2 on, and prepare for ignition, 202. Copy that, and, initiating a full 10-4-4.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now, from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, said God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory, we give you peace, we give you honor, we give you blessing, we give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you, the fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty, it's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed. What does O Cubed stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on today. Listen, y'all, this is the very last day of August. You might as well get ready because September is here. Today is Wednesday, August the 31st in the year 2022, and it's great to be here with you. Listen, it's another day's journey, and I'm glad about it. I just want to welcome everybody that's here on today. And I tell you what, before I can even get started, Lord Jesus, one reason. Hey! I want to welcome the Raiders into the room this morning because one reason and the gospel takeover is here. Yes, soldiers for Christ are in the house as our prayers and condolences go out to my brother, to the Bishop of Twitch as he lays his loved one to rest on today. Our prayers are going out to you. But to every Raider that came up in here, big moochie, baby. Y'all better come on up in here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You didn't have to ride that raid train over, but thank you so much. Designers Original is in the house. Good morning to you. Auntie Diddy, come on in here. Thank you for following KKen 1922. So much love. Miracles, signs, and wonders. LaWanda Baskerville is in the room. Come on in here, sis. I thank you. Truck driver rode over on the raid this morning. That's my Mufasa. That's the Lion King. Miss Frosty 60803 is in the room. Come on, KKen 1922. Thank you for riding. Rural Confessions, iron sharpen iron. Came over on the Gospel Takeover family. Tab Gilbert 111 is in the room. Thank you for riding that raid train. Oh my goodness, come on in here because I see DJ Varmar. Please follow all of these streamers that are in here. Miss Fee 07 is in the room. Thank you for coming on the raid. Tracy Roy 1968, you are welcome in this house. 7 Diva Rose 48. Come on in here, and I appreciate you. Now, I had to welcome the guests. You know, when you got company, you can't just overlook your company. I had to come on down here and say good morning to all of the company. Now, make yourself right at home here in the Lion's Den. To your left. Now, walking on back. That's the way we do it over here, y'all. That's the way we do it over here. And to all of our raiders that may not be in the chat, but you came with the Gospel Takeover, Soldiers for Christ, thank you for being in the room, and good morning to you. So much love coming to you. So much love coming to you. Now, let's go back and we'll get back in form just a little bit here. And I want to go back to our norm. You know how we started off. We like to see who came in bringing all the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness into the Lion's Den. Who got Grandpa Holmes's chair? So let's go back, and I'm going to deal with yesterday because I was not streaming yesterday. I took some self-care opportunity just to have some downtime and just love on me. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I took a little time to love on myself. But I thank those of you all that came into the Lion's Den on yesterday morning. And for that, I want to definitely acknowledge those of you that were there. Den Darn, you came on in here. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. She was followed by Miss Fabulous. Come on in here. Truck Driver. Thank you. Tall Pumps, Miss Fabulous, and Shelly Thunder. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair on yesterday. This is for yesterday, y'all. I'm playing catch up this morning. The winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair on yesterday was none other than Sassy Cassie Cassandra Isaiah. Congratulations, dear. On yesterday, you were the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. And I got something for you. Thank you. Get your lips, hips, and fingertips right on over there. I appreciate you. Now, we're going to come on up to the present because that's the gift that we have of today. How about that? The gift that we have of today. We coming on to the present. And let's look who came in here this morning. And let's see how y'all did it on today. I'm looking and I'm booking. And I see Tall Pumps. Tall Pumps came in and identified it was a little crowded back there. Yes, it was a little crowded back there. I appreciate you, Tall Pumps, because you came in anyway. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Followed by Miss Fabulous. Come on in here. So much appreciation for you as well. Thank you. Head usher reporting for duty. Now, the third person in the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Den Darn. Den Darn, you did that thing. Come on, sit down on the love seat. Go ahead, sit on that love seat. Thank you for coming in bright and early this morning, bringing all the love, bringing all the prayers, anchoring us down, and all the royalty that you could bring in the house. I thank you for that. But we had following up number 2 in the room, none other than Shelly Thunder, go ahead and tell her to scoot your hips over. Yeah, Shelly, tell Den Darn, scoot your hips, because I need to sit down on the love seat with you. Thank you for coming in this morning, and I appreciate you. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair is none other than Truck driver, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Come on, King. Come on, Mufasa. Go ahead and take your seat. You did that, sir. You did that. Come on. Don't you want to go? You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. Thank you for the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness that you brought up in the room. That is my king, my king, my king. Isn't he handsome, y'all? That's my guy. That is my guy. So much love to you and to everybody that comes in to get in Grandpa Holmes' chair or come in the VIP section. As we say, the competition over here is to bring the love, bring the joy, bring the peace, soul, and the happiness to make sure when the rest of the lions get here that the lion's den is already saturated with the love. Now, with that, once more and again, I'm going to say I want to offer up all kinds of prayer to the Bishop of Twitch. Our heart, our love, our condolences go out to him on today as he lays his loved one to rest. God, just strengthen him, be with the family, comfort their hearts as only you can. We know that you will. We know that you're able. God, give peace, give comfort. You are the comforter. And we thank you for that. And we thank you for that. And we decree it and we speak it and declare it in Jesus' name. Come on here, One Reason. We love you, man. We love you. We love you. We love you. Now, the last thing I need to do before I come in, you know what? I want you to know today, Chazzy-licious is cooking, is in the room, and it's her birthday. And listen, I love this sister. Yes, I do. Let's go ahead and take care of business because I don't know how long she can stay. But she was here this morning. Happy birthday!
Hey, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yes, Chazzy, you are all that and a bag of chips. Happy birthday to you, my girl. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so much love coming to you from the Lion's Den. As I like to say, celebrate your awesome self because you are definitely awesome. Now, you know how we do it in here. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because my mother taught me when you come in the room, speak to somebody. So this is my time just to come around and tell everybody that's in here in my chat. And if you're not in the chat, chat, there's no problem with that. If you're lurking and working, there's no problem with that. If you're that person that is in here holding space of love, but you just not, wait a minute, I'm about to go off. Wait a minute, I got to give appreciation before I go another further. You know, I always stop and I always appreciate these awesome moderators because I just couldn't make it without them. Let's go back and get my girl Shirley. Listen. I tell you what. I was someplace on yesterday and honey, Shelly Thunder was going forth. I said, I tried to tell him she doesn't just do it in the lion's den. She's a prophetess. You better ask somebody. Shelly Thunder, up above my head, I hear thunder in the air. There must be a Shelly Thunder somewhere. Come on and get that mod love going, folks. Get that mod love going because these beautiful ladies right here, they are my blessed Trinity. Coming on up with Shelly Thunder, I call her the prophetess. She will give you a word from the Lord. And then, of course, we are led by none other than the Rebel Inc. If you're not following her, quit your wicked ways, because baby, she's gonna bless your whole life. I promise you she will. We're gonna go over and spend some time with her as soon as we wrap up over here in Rebel's house. But I tell you what, she will bless your whole life. She is a vibe. And then the third part of that blessed Trinity is none other than Michelle Brownell. I think my mouse wants to act crazy on me this morning. But you is a lie. Come on here. Now, Michelle Brownell. She's the third part of that blessed Trinity. We just appreciate her so much on today. All of these three beautiful make up my blessed Trinity, and they are the moderators here in Twitch, and I just couldn't make it without them. And thank you for all that you do in the Lion's Den. Now let's get back on track. I know I'm a little bit out of order this morning, but we had an unusual day. Had to take care of some business. Now get your coffee cups out because I want to come around and speak to everybody. Can we do that? Coming on up, and I want to look and see everybody that's in here. This is just my time to say good morning to you. So I want to say this quick, fast, and in a hurry. Thank you so much, Dr. Dady Priest. If you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways because she will bless your whole entire life. Good morning to you, Dr. Dady Priest. Good morning to the Rebel Inc. I see you, my girl. Fairly all day, my dearest friend. She's in the room, and good morning to you. Thank you for coming in the room this morning. So good to have you here with us, and I appreciate your presence always. I've got Stacy 546 in the room. Come on, sis. I've got MCP 812. That's my girl. So much love coming to you. I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out, and I saw SK 8843 in the room. Come on in here, SK. So much mad love to you. I saw K2 Hoops coming in the room. Mad love. Joanna G, I see you, my sister, and I'm coming on around, and Lord, y'all up in here today. Y'all are up in here. I'm going to try, and I appreciate all of those raiders that came across. I appreciate you. I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out. And listen, I see this is just a room full. The Lion's Den is full of nothing but beautiful people. I appreciate you. I saw Go Ready. You better come on up in here. I'm scrolling up and here we go. Coming on down. Lady T, I see you. Good morning. Cassandra Oak 2022. Auntie Diddy, I see you. Come on in here, Miss Frosty 60803. SK 8843. I'm gonna hit you again, girl, because I appreciate you. Letitia P, I appreciate you for being in the room, and good morning to you. I love it that you're here. Come on in and make yourself right at home, because you definitely are. I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking, and again, Chazzylicious is cooking. May you celebrate your awesome self on today. Like this year, get ready. Stay with me, because I got something to talk about here that I think just might bless you. Go Ready is in the room. That's my guy, and happy hump day to you. LaWanda Baskerville, I saw you. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and yes, I'm checking it out. I'm trying to scroll real fast. I'm trying to go real fast. I'm trying to scroll real fast. Miss Frosty 60803, come on, sis. I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out, and I'm seeing. I appreciate you all talking in the chat. DJ Varmar, I think I hit you, but I want to come back and say good morning to you once more and again. LaWanda Baskerville, I miss your one woman raids, I got to tell you. T. Summers is in the room. Come on in here, my sis. I love you. Thank you for taking time. I'm coming down and I'm scrolling real fast. I'm trying to do it real fast, like. Coming on down and I'm see Denise Taylor. Come on in here, sis. That's my squalling sister. You better give God all the glory this morning. The pastor from the ATL, Kim Possible 711 is in the room. Yes, Kim Possible 711 along with Crazy Berrytown every Friday, 12 noon Central Time, right here on this bat channel, on this bat station. Come in here and have a healthy journey through grief, and you are not alone. That stream is called Good Grief, and they bless us every week, and it doesn't have to just be the loss of a loved one. We deal with any kind of grief whatsoever, and I tell you what, they will bless your whole life. Coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out, looking, going real fast. Appreciate y'all this morning. This is already a beautiful day. I just got to say, it's already a beautiful day. KB Browns, that's my brother from another mother. Good to see you, my brother. Love you, and come on in here and make yourself at home. Coming down real fast, 7 Diva Rose 48. So glad to have you this morning. It's mad love coming to you. Mad love coming. Little soul Southern girl, come on in here. Little Southern girl, mad love to you. Thank you for coming and spending a little time in the Lion's Den. Stay with me just a minute, because I think I got something that may be a blessing to your heart, to your mind, to your spirit, something to encourage you and give you a little bit of a push to go on, move on up a little higher, because we going somewhere. It's happening. Royal Confessions is in the room. Good morning to you, Royalty. That's my girl. That's my iron. Thank you for coming up in here today and coming on down. And I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm trying to see. I don't want to miss anybody that's actually in my chat. And again, even for those that are not in my chat, I appreciate you just for holding space. Now, I'm coming, and I think we're coming on down to the end of that. Let me see if anybody came in the basement while I was upstairs. Let me take that quick look before we move on, and then we're going to be ready. Cassandra Woke, I think I got you, but just in case I didn't, because I don't ever like to miss anybody. Now, some of y'all might say, just go ahead on, but listen, I appreciate you for being here, and if I don't do anything but call your name and tell you thank you, I want you to know I appreciate you. Now, let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. Let's get this party started. It's another day's journey. Let's talk about what had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. This is what happened, y'all. The A is Woman Unsilenced up in here. You better ask somebody. That is my girl. If you are not following Woman Unsilenced, I want you to quit your wicked ways, because baby, she will bless your whole life, and she has excellent programming every time she comes on the stream. Every streamer in here, please put your time, put your information in the link, put your links, put it down there in the chat, because I want people to follow you and be a part of what you are doing. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. What happened was, whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, this is a phenomenal day when we start talking about death anniversaries. Of course, you all know. Let me start with the death that's probably rocking and reeling the news this morning. Mikhail Gorbachev, which many of you all may not remember. He was in power while I was in high school, along with Ronald Reagan. And the thing that is so interesting, our prayers and condolences go out to his family and all those that loved and cared for him in his demise on today. I am looking, and the thing that strikes me so, and I can remember, the Christian realm and the Christian facet that is very, very active in this country. And when we go all the way to the right and when we go into certain areas, it's just, oh, listen, you are more than welcome. You are more than welcome, Chazzy. I remember when he came out, when he won the election in Russia, the first thing you heard coming out of everybody's mouth, he's got the mark of the beast. Now, some of y'all are not going to remember that. You remember him too, Rebel? Come on, Shelly. They came out and immediately, church folk, when soon as they saw him, because we have fear-mongered and hate-mongered Russia, the Soviet Union, to a level, and there was a whole movement, and I'm not going to go back into all of that, but I do want to deal with how we push fear. I do want to deal with how we push fear, and everything. We act like it's so revolving around Christianity in this country. Then we do the most devilish things. We do the most god awful, dastardly things. But we always, in between time, we want to talk about as if we're very, very spiritual and very religious. So as soon as the man, come on, Fairly, you remember all during that Reagan era. So immediately they came out and said he was the Antichrist because he had, now that was a birthmark on his head. He had the mark of the beast. So, this. Now they didn't look at what Ronnie Boy was doing. They didn't look at what Ronnie was doing. They didn't look at what we were doing, all kinds of dastardly and ungodly things all across the world. But we wanted to look at this man and say he had the mark of the beast. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm talking about, James Sims. You know what I'm talking about. And he had it wasn't a weird name, Tall Pumps, if the fact that he's Russian, it's a Russian name. It may have been weird to us, but it was normal to them because the man is Russian. So they did all of this. He got the mark of the beast. He got the mark of the beast. He's the Antichrist. While we didn't do one thing about our own wicked ways. And I'm looking at us, and at the end of the day, from the time of Reagan to the present, we've seen the evolution of what has happened with the Republican Party, and everything has been moving towards this direction that we're currently in ever since Ronald Reagan. So while y'all called him the Antichrist, I just want to ask, could it be? Could it be the devil? Baby, that wasn't nothing but the devil, because I just want y'all to understand, at the end of the day, we was talking and calling folk the Antichrist when we was sleeping with the Diablo and Beelzebub. But that's neither here nor there. We don't want to acknowledge that. At the end of the day, while we called him the Antichrist and everything else, let me say this. At the end of the day, we will remember him for having been the one that was able to have a sit-down conversation with Ronald Reagan and begin talks to end the Cold War. And, that's something that had been looming large and hanging over our heads ever since, the Kennedy days, the Johnson days. We'd been in that Cold War. He was able to address that and end the Cold War. We're going to have a little history lesson here real quick. Then he was instrumental, as the famous line that Ronald Reagan gave, Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall. He was the individual that was responsible for taking down the Berlin Wall, for which he later received the Nobel Peace Prize. This man did more for peace and movement. He dealt with areas that, listen, we were not dealing with. And the end of his days, he came in at 54. He reigned for 6 years. And then they had a takeover. Just like, does that sound familiar? They had a takeover. Because the good works that he was doing, there were folks and factions that did not want that to be completed. The man ended up being held prisoner by his own folk. When he came out of prison, when he came out of jail, the next thing you know, we had taken on a whole nother leader. And so his days in leadership were ended. But I will say this about him. I think the thing that stands out about his ideology, his attempt to make a real difference in the world, the man was constantly even in his latter days, he was constantly trying to talk and move people towards a place of peace. So I just want to stop and I want to appreciate the contributions that this man has given in the world. And this is a good story and interesting. There is the article, and I want to read this. I'm not going to read the article. I want to read the headline. I'm looking. Yes, my mouse wants to play mousy on me today. But the thing that I thought was really interesting is that he will be remembered as a hero by everywhere except for in his own country. He will be remembered as a hero everywhere except for in his own country. He was the last one to actually preside over the Soviet Union as we know it, and then it dissolved, or as we knew it then, and then it dissolved into its current state. So, I just wanted to stop. I wanted to acknowledge that. And listen, we can, as we used to sing an old song back in the day, may the works I've done speak for me. We can continue to call him Diablo. We can continue to say he's the Antichrist and whatever. This man did a lot to move the country towards a better place. And at the end of the day, I appreciate his efforts, and I'm going to give him some applause. Then, of course, the story of today, remembering 25 years ago today was the day that Princess Diana was killed in that tragic car accident. And I tell you what, at looking back 25 years later, and reflecting what happened, and you saw those two little boys, William and Harry, as they walked with Princess Charles, looking real stoic and very detached. As I look back, how many of y'all think, for real, that Harry is more like Princess Diana? And this is my assessment. You don't have to agree with me. Harry is more like Princess Diana, and William seems more like Charles to me. It's like two different kids in out of the same camp, but you can't tell the difference between night and day. These two brothers are just like Cain and Abel pretty near. You miss Princess Diana, Kim Possible. You remember watching that, T. Summers, and the boys, they're just, one is like the daddy, the other's like the mama. And I look and I say to myself, do we realize this woman's life ended at 36? At 36. All that she did in 36 years, y'all, in 36 years. And she will have a profound impact from now until. We can say it was strictly because she was the Princess of Wales. But Diana, and this is, I think, what made the royal family so angry. I see those coffee cups. Come on in here. Trap Auntie in full effect. I ain't mad at you, Chazzy. I look and I say, the thing that I think made the royal family so angry with her was that she carved out her own path. She carved out her own way. She was not going to come in and be a member of the Elliot Ness Untouchables. She came in, and that's why I think they called her and continue to call her the People's Princess, because she cared about the people and she made that connection with the people. And it wasn't so much a matter of, come on, I see that, Mod Love. Y'all coming on with that. I appreciate you. It wasn't so much about the title. It wasn't so much about the position. It was really about the people. And she began unprecedented work, especially at that time, for AIDS and HIV. Man, she worked untiringly in that area, an area and a segment of our community that had largely been stigmatized, ostracized, talked about, uncared for. She came in, and I mean, she took her gloves off and she went to work. She fought and she fought and she fought, and she also fought poverty. Those are two areas that she will always be remembered for. I can remember when they had the video footages of how she would go in. And I know there's PR. I understand. A lot of that is PR that we see people doing and going on. But the thing that I think touched us about Diana was that you could see when she went into the people, you could almost sense the pain. You could sense the caring. You could sense that genuine element. And this is what I'm going to say about that. This is what I'm going to say about that. I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like because she was ostracized, because she was cast aside, because she could relate, if I can put it like that, to being the outsider, I feel like that connected her to those individuals that were outcast, ostracized, HIV, when she went in, and I would watch, and right now I can see some video footage and clips going through my brain even as I'm talking, and you could see that look on her face that genuinely connected with the people. And at the end of the day, I just look at that and I say, man, that was some awesome work. What she did with mines, landmines, she took on areas, issues, and topics that were not your norm, especially for royalty, but areas that everybody else did not want to touch. But she had no problem whatsoever going in and making herself available to those, what do I want to say? She really took them on as causes. It wasn't just a simple campaign. She really took them on as causes. And I just want to applaud her and in her memory after 25 years. Princess Diana, so much love coming to you. She's irreplaceable, K2 Hoop, irreplaceable. When she held AIDS patient's hand when most still thought they could still get it by touch, that was huge, Stacey. That was huge. And so at the end of the day, I think she was connected. I think she was fairly all day in Tall Pumps. She was connected. And there's something about, sometimes we wonder, why, God? Why is my journey this way? Could she have known and connected without having been the outcast and ostracized in her own circle? Possibly. But I think the fact of her personal firsthand experience definitely allowed her to have a connection that most people would not have. And so when you ask why, I say this so many times when I'm in ministry, your test is your testimony, and your mess is your message. And the very things that you've been through, somebody else is going to need to hear that too. And they're going to come to you. You're going to be a magnet. They're going to be drawn to you because the words of life are going to be in your mouth, because it's not just a matter of talking and teaching something from head knowledge, from what you read in a book. But baby, when you've been there, done that, but delivered, that's a whole nother can of worms. So I just want to appreciate her and applaud her on this morning. I feel like that is so huge. And I know, for some, it's like, we ain't got to talk about that. We ain't got to talk about that. But at the end of the day, I feel like give honor where honor is due. And I feel that she really has made a tremendous impact on this world. Now, with that, and this is a little bit differently. Wasn't she gorgeous? Just gorgeous and stunning. So I love it. She was a real one. Come on, T. Summers. You visited the island of Bermuda this past winter, and the locals spoke highly of her. They even named her a beach after her in her honor. That's awesome. Princess Diana was lion and roared royally and righteously. Come on with that, Cassandra. And so once more and again, let's give it up. Let's give it up. If you can have that much impact in 36 years, that speaks volumes. Now, I'm going to go a little bit differently because I do have the blessing of having One Reason and the Gospel Takeover crew here for those that rode the raid train over and stayed. So I'm going to shift gears maybe just a little bit early today because there's something on my heart, something I really want to talk about. And so while you're here, I want to make the best of this opportunity to really talk. I wanted to acknowledge those two. A lot of the, okay, let me come here real quickly. Now listen, Jackson, and the fact that the Saints ain't got no water Now, y'all know that city is a good morning, Barbara Hardy. Good morning to you. That's my These Are They friend. Come on in here. The fact that those folks are down there and they don't have water. Could it be, y'all? Listen, I just can't even believe this. I can't even believe this. Could it be? The devil. Baby, at the end of the day, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Now, I want to say this from this perspective. As they've been talking, this problem has been impending for a minute. It didn't just sneak up on them. It didn't just sneak on them. Somebody said, how do you catch a unique rabbit? You sneak up on them. This didn't just sneak up on them, y'all. This has been in process for a minute because, as was said, these are situations that are the product of years of neglect, years of running short-staffed and not addressing the needs that need to happen. And you got a whole town that is 80% black. You talking about the capital of the state, and the people don't have water. They're like, listen, there's not water to put your fires out. There's not water for you to flush your toilet. There's not water for you to drink. And you bet not touch it. If you do, what's coming out of here is tainted and contaminated. You better boil your water and this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, we ain't even got enough water to handle business. Now, listen, folks, and I'm going to say this again because I have an issue. I'm going to continue for the capital of the state. I'm going to continue to holler bloody murder and scream it at the top of my lungs because I contend if this had been an 80% white city, they would not be in the condition that they're in right now today. I said what I said and I meant what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. The fact that we get in these majority black populous cities and show absolutely no care, no concern. I promise you, if this had been an 80% white city, this would not have happened. I said what I said. Whew. And only giving them one case per car per household, fairly all day. Listen, if this ain't the devil, I mean Diablo, if this ain't Diablo and his twin brother Beelzebub, this is atrocious. Now, I looked over and I saw that and I said, I think I'm done for the morning, but I cannot not talk about what we have done to these people and put these people in this predicament. Now, how long did we talk about Flint ain't got water, Flint ain't got water, Flint ain't got water? These people knew this was the trajectory that this city was on. They've known, even as I listened to them talk on the news, and they've been giving reports about how this has been neglected. You talking about the capital of the state. This is ridiculousness. Fairly all day. This is ridiculousness. How do you leave a whole city with no water? And you saw it coming. Now, we had some extenuating circumstances of a storm that exacerbated the situation, but you knew this was headed. You knew where this was headed, and you did nothing. I tell you, sometimes I just sit and I look and I scratch and I shake my head and I say, if we do not see, listen, I don't care how you cloak it up. I don't care how you dress it up. I don't care how you try to fix it up. I'm going to tell you for sure. They knew this day was coming. They knew a situation and an experience was going to happen that was going to put them in this kind of predicament. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say what I said. Buster F99, come on in here. They've known this for years, fairly all day. They've known this for years. Go ahead, Den Darn. I see you riding and listening. So much love to you. When Flint went through, you knew more more was to come across the USA. But listen, Cassandra, we are looking at this insanity, and it's like, no, ma'am, no, this, no.
You shall not pass!
Listen, no. No. We're always reactionary, not your average guy, versus being precautionary. Come on here. Good morning to you, not your average guy. Good morning to you, Buster. So good to have you both. But at the end of the day, if this doesn't show or open people's eyes, nothing will, Stacy 546. This is some foolishness. Foolishness. And what are these people to do? Somebody explain it to me, KB Brown. Somebody explain it to me. What are these people to do? Every time I hear that story, every time I see that story, every time I hear more details of that story, my blood pressure just rises. My blood pressure just rises. Because I'm going to say it once more and again. Don't you ever think, if that population had been 80% white, that they would still be in the same predicament that they're in right now today. No, ma'am, no, sir. Ooh, Lord, today. I'm trying to tell you. Every time I look at that story, it just raises my blood pressure instantly. Now, y'all know how significant life is to your world. And when they were like, that man sitting there just reading off a piece of paper, like there's no water for firefighting. There's no, you just gonna let the folks' house burn up? You just gonna let the people's property, but what are we doing? What are we doing? But we got millions of dollars to send, billions of dollars to send for stuff that doesn't even have anything to do with us. Somebody make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay, let me get my blood pressure check. I see you, KB Browns. Let me check my blood pressure. Lord Jesus. Do I even? Here it is. Ooh, I ain't lying. This, it's too much. It's too much. Listen, you got to have water. You got to have water. You got to have water. And so at the end of the day, these folk just didn't care. These folk just didn't care. What did Kanye say? They don't care about black people. Water, the basic, essential, and necessity of water. I'm sure my blood pressure is 300 plus right now, KB Browns. It's horrible, Kim. It is horrible. The one and only Keisha Key, that's my sunshine. Come on in here. Good morning to you. This is horrible. And at the end of the day, they don't care. And as Fairleigh has already pointed out, this rationing out of these little, what's one case of water? I can go to the store and buy a case of water for myself today and need to go back to the store in a couple of days. Just one person. You're going to give one case to a car and a household and expect. I'm just, no, ma'am, no, sir. No. So, at the end of the day, they care about lining their pockets at the expense of the people, not your average guy. And these are the types of things that we're going to have some real come to Jesus moments and conversations about. Now, I'm going to tell you where I am. Ooh, Lord Jesus, thank you for that blood pressure check, KB Browns, because I know it shot up. Because that kind of stuff just ticks me off. These people, water. We're talking about essential to life. Water. Lord Jesus. Whew. Essential to life. Water. How much more basic can you get? So at the end of the day, I tell you what, I listen and I look and I observe and I just, it's more than I can take. It's just more than I can take. So I tell you what, and this is where I'm going to go. So that's why I said this morning I'm going to do a little bit different, because I do have One Reason and the Gospel Takeover group here in the house. So listen, after stories like this, did y'all see where China launched their own man-made sun that's 7 times hotter than the sun? But then they turn around and talking about it's hotter over there than it's ever been, and folks are falling out and fainting and dying from heat stroke. Just like, make it make sense. Did you hear what I said? China has launched a man-made sun that they said is 7 times hotter than the sun, but people over there falling out and fainting and dying from heat stroke. Make it make sense, y'all. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. Quit playing. This is the kind of insanity, y'all, that we're living through. And at the end of the day, as somebody said, and nobody's saying nothing, ain't nobody said nothing. Now, this is the thing I want y'all to understand, be it well understood, that while they over there playing with the sun and making one and putting it out there and they gonna fall out and faint because it's 7 times hotter than it's ever been, this is what I want you to understand right here. If they put a sun in the sky that's 7 times hotter than the sun, do you understand it's gonna heat more than China? Somebody make it make sense. It's going to heat more than just China. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? And so people are hollering and screaming and crying. Why ain't nobody talking about this? Because this is serious. Baby. After I moved to Anna and it was 110 degrees when I moved here, now you going to put a sun in the sky that you talking about is 7 times hotter than the original sun? No, y'all, we need to quit playing. We need to quit playing. We need BTD Mom is in the house. Good morning to you. DJ Roll'em 27 is in the house. Good morning to you all. Come on in here. Michelle Brown, if I didn't say good morning to you, you know you my girl. Often replicated but never duplicated. Come on here, Cassandra. Come on in here. These are the types of things that really, conversations that need to be had and things that we need to be talking about. And while people are unaware, and this is, I'm gonna go back to this. You all remember when I said, was it the week before last, that China said they were going to seed the clouds because they needed rain. And then in the next couple of days, rain came and we had a deluge at a level that many of the cities, Dallas included, flooded out. Y'all, I just need y'all to pay attention. I need y'all to pay attention. We had just talked about it. And in not many days hence, as soon as they acknowledge we getting ready to seed the clouds so we can get some rain, next thing you know, Dallas flooded like, oh my God, I'm just telling you, they got so much rain, it's so many inches in such a short span of time. Baby, it looked like Noah's Ark. All of this playing around that we doing, children, all this playing around that we are doing, I just want y'all to understand there are consequences. Pay attention. Please pay attention. So at the end of the day, I just need y'all to understand. Okay, I see you, truck driver. Be safe out there on the road. I need y'all to understand, this ain't no joke, y'all. This is some real stuff going on here in these here parts. So as we're going through all of these different things that are going on, so I just want to make you aware. If you don't know that these things are going on, it's happening. Kim Possible, what is wrong with the peoples? I don't know what's wrong with the peoples, but this is crazy. So, towel pumps, listen, and I tell you, technology, I see you, Mel. Good morning to you, Mel. Good morning to you. Technology running rampant, and some of this has not been, they're not trying to rein it in. They're letting it do what it do, and it's all good. It's all okay. You wish it would rain in California, K2 Hoop? I tell you what, I wish it would rain, but I'd like for it to come naturally. You know what I'm saying, K2 Hoop? I'd like for it to come naturally. And on that score, we need to address what we're doing in global warming and reducing the carbon footprint. We got to talk about all of those things. And of course, people don't want to talk about that because it's going to get in somebody's pocketbook. But at the end of the day, that's real stuff that we need to be addressing. So It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now I'm gonna do this before I go to where I do want to talk about something on today, but I'm gonna come here if I can find it here. Did y'all see the new Lincoln? Has anybody, if you've seen the new Lincoln, put a 1 in the chat. If you have seen the new Lincoln, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see if I can find it here. This car, the new Lincoln that they are putting out, I said, you know what? Has anybody else seen the new Lincoln? Put a 1 in the chat. Cassandra, you've seen it. Come on here. Did you say poll? Did you say poll? Oh Lord Jesus, that's all you gotta do is say poll in this room. Cause baby, I promise you, if you say poll, this is what's about to happen. Hey, it's a poll call. It's a poll call. Come on here. It's a poll call. Vintage Sugar reporting for duty. Come on here. Raw Confessions. Come on here. Towel Pumps. Come on here. I love it. I love it. I love it. Y'all my peeps. Y'all my peeps. Y'all my peeps. I tell you what. I love it. Now, there we go. Come on and get it. Come on and get it. Get it. Get it. Now, I saved that somewhere, cheering. I saved that somewhere, and I'm hunting for it. Even as we said, right, that poor baby. That poor baby. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Now I got to see where I say, okay, I don't see it, so I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna show it to you tomorrow, because I want y'all to see this new Lincoln that they turned out. Woo! And it does not have a steering wheel. It does not have a steering wheel. It has a controller. That car. I was going to show that because I wanted y'all to see where technology, and I just happened to go there because you mentioned technology, and I was trying to see if I could pull it up so y'all could see where technology is taking us. But listen, I want you to know it's happening. It is happening. And everybody, you might as well get ready because we are on our way. Sassy Slide and Glide. I see all of y'all that reported for duty. Listen, we are in a set right now where they are doing things that we ain't never seen before. I'm trying to see. I know I saved that joker, but I can't put my hands on it right now. I'll have it for you tomorrow because we'll probably open with that. Music lover, good morning to you. Come on in the room. It's good to have you. You went and come on, Mel. You went and purchased one. I don't know how much money that car is going to cost. Because, baby, when I tell you that car, and I don't want to, I'll just show it to you when I find it. I'll show it to you all in the morning. I'll have it queued up and ready for you. But technology, when you start talking about what technology is doing, but just rest assured, the car is sleek. It's awesome. But if you understand, it doesn't even have a steering wheel. It has moved us to the next generation of life and living. And I'll say that even when we look at Mikhail Gorbachev and Princess Diana of Wales, and it's like that whole, if you look at it, and I want to say probably Mikhail Gorbachev is one of the last of his era, and now it's a whole different day, it's a whole new season, and so we see all of that. We see all of that coming to pass. Times have changed. So for everybody that wants to stay attached to the old ways of doing things, I just want you to know those days are over. And I'm gonna say it again for everybody. You're gonna need a steering wheel and a gas tank, T. Summers. Well, baby, those days are gone, T. Those days are gone. For everybody that's waiting for things to stay the way they've always been, those days are gone. When I show you all this car, it's just remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. I just looked at it. I watched and I looked and I was like, wow. The new day is here without a doubt. Now, this is what I want to talk about today. And with that, I need you to make a shift in your mindset as well, beloved. I need you to also make a shift in your mindset. And this is where I'm going today. So if you're here, you're not here by accident. You're not here by happenstance. There is a reason why you are here. Now, listen to me when I say this. The time to shift and move into your destiny is now. It's happening. We keep saying we're not the in crowd. We're the ing crowd because it's happening. So today I want to talk about something because this week, this is what I'm going to be dealing with in our topic. I want you to understand that as I've been pushing me, George Jetson, I gotta get the name right. I see you, Mel. His boy, Elroy, exactly. I want you to understand the time. Thank you. M. Lewis, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. So much love coming to you. Now listen to what I'm saying, beloved. It's time for you to move. I almost feel that look at yourself in the mirror and say, it's time for me to move. It's time for you to move. The time is upon us. It's time for you to move. I want to appreciate, and as I thought about this on yesterday, I had so many different thoughts. And that time of self-care, self-reflection. Come on, SK8843. Thank you for those roaring biddies. I want you to hear my heart, and I want you to hear this for yourselves. Come on, M. Lewis. There he is. Come on, looking handsome, dapper, and debonair. Come on in here, my brother. So much love coming to you, and welcome to the Lion's Den. We gonna hear you roar. It's time for us to move. So here we go. I started on this yesterday. I did self-care, loved every minute of it. Let me tell you, yesterday I said, I'm going to focus on one part of my body. And the part of my body that I focused on yesterday to love on was my feet. Baby, I said, these feet have been carrying me for 58, about to be 59 years next month. These feet have been serving me, taking care of me, running me, driving me. These feet have been serving me untiringly for 58, about to be 59 years. I'm just going to love on nothing else but just my feet. So I sat and I gave my feet all the attention, love, and everything else that I could give them, y'all. I had a marvelous time just blessing my feet, blessing myself with my feet. And as I sat there, and I did it myself. It wasn't a matter of going, I did it myself. And as I sat there and I had been in some conversation, you know, I bounce stuff all the time off of the Rebel Inc., Royal Confessions. I'm always bouncing stuff off of them, and I probably talk them to the death where they're like, would she please shut up? But at the end of the day, I sat and I reflected. It's time to move forward. It's time for us to move. It's time for us to go into our places of destiny. And look in that mirror and say, it's time for me to move. So I sat and I appreciated where my feet have brought me to this point. But I also blessed my feet for where they're getting ready to take me to. Is anybody hearing me? I blessed my feet for where they have brought me to this point, ministered to them, loved on them, appreciated them, soaked them, gave them every nice, good smell and everything I could do to them, rubbed them down, massaged them, scrubbed them up, everything, got rid of all the old skin because I need a nice, fresh, supple skin there. I don't want no old hanging on. I need all of this skin on my feet to be fresh skin. You understand what I'm saying? Because of where the feet have brought me these last 58 years and where from 59 beyond, where those feet are getting ready to take me, I blessed them. And I realized this, and I want you to hear me when I say this. So many times we talk from a perspective of how hard everything's going to be. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I told Rebel yesterday, I told her as we were chit-chatting, I told her, I said, you know, I get so exhausted with everybody that loves to talk about God this and da, but everything is hard. Everything is hard. Get ready for hard. Anticipate hard. I said, when I heard somebody say the way of the transgressor is hard, y'all ain't ready for me. The way of the transgressor is hard, but my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And so the thing that as I sat and talked, I said, to be able to understand the difference between applying yourself and looking at something that's hard, applying yourself to your passion. Applying yourself to your passion. My father used to say this quite a bit. He said, if you choose a job and work at what you love, your job will not feel like a job because it's your passion. It's what you love to do. The thing is, we get on jobs and take on jobs that we don't love, and then it becomes hard because we have to work at something that we don't want to do in the first place. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Get your passion, get in your passion, and your passion and your purpose and your calling does not seem so heavy and so hard when you're in your space. When you're in your space and in your place, do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Then that eliminates all of this hardness that you all are going through, because at the end of the day, I'm going to say it again, we talk about the way of the transgressor is hard, but everybody I talk to, everybody, y'all listen, y'all's way is so hard. Don't nobody want your way. Nobody wants to go that direction because it's so hard, Lord Jesus. It's so hard. My God. And I'm going to say, and so this is where I want to come with that. I said it's hard because so many times we're out. King Coogee, there's my sire. There's my guy. So much love to you. I appreciate you. Come on in the room, my brother. Come on in the room. I just love you. You know I do. He's a streamer. If you're not following King Coogee, please follow him. He will bless your whole life. And I said, you know, when I listen to folks talk, the way they talk, everything is hard. So this is the thing. I said, I want to reprogram your minds. I want to talk to your hearts so that you can stop approaching life as if everything in your life is going to be hard. I told you, listen, I'm tired of fighting. I said what I said. I'm tired of fighting. Now I'm gonna lose some of y'all right here because I promise you. Thank you, Auntie Diddy. Thank you for that resub. It's a hype train. I'm sorry. Good. Thank you all. Thank you all. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you so much. Blessings to you. Oh my goodness. And thank you for everybody that's giving. Did I miss something over here? Auntie Diddy, Tall Pumps. Thank you for the resub. King Coogee, SK8843. Thank you all for the roaring biddies and the resubs. I appreciate you for the hype train. As I say, you never have to do it, but I appreciate you for what you're doing because I'm going somewhere. Your support is taking us somewhere. We're going somewhere. And so I said, we talk about everything being so hard, everything's so hard, everything's so hard, everything's so hard. And the way of the transgressor is hard. And I said, you know, because we even look at things from the perspective, you still identify as a transgressor. I'm going to lose some of y'all right there. You still identify as a transgressor. Hey, you see your shortcomings. You see this, you see that. Everything is negative, everything. And it's like, listen, at the end of the day, if you've taken the yoke and the yoke is easy and the burden is light, why are you still identifying as a transgressor? I'm going to leave that for somebody else to figure out. So as I begin to talk about and experience moving away from that mindset, this is what I want you all to understand. I said, thank you for those roaring biddies, Miss Frosty 60803. We've got to start coming into a mindset of moving now in the places and knowing that you deserve to be there. Now, there is a lady by the name of Miss Davis. I don't remember her first name, but some of you may be familiar with she has now moved into top tier management with the hockey league. And everybody is a buzz about it. She's a black female, and everybody is a buzz about it. It was been on the news for the last couple of days. It's been dominating the conversation. And of course, everybody's asking her, and they don't bring up her black skin, but they do bring up her femininity. What is it like to be in this arena and be at this top tier with men and that this is a first. It's never been seen. It's never been done before, but here you are, And she said what she has embraced from early on, what she has embraced is, I deserve it. Did you hear what I'm saying? I deserve it. She said every job she came from Morgan, from the financial institute, JP Morgan, as a top tier over there. She has had stints of top tier positioning in several different locations of corporate market, top Fortune 50 companies, not 500, not 100, top 50. She's had a stint here, there, and everywhere. And y'all can say what you want to say. Now, I'm going to make somebody mad right here. Y'all following folk that their mindset is still in a box, and you're following them. I'm telling you, find somebody that is speaking to where you're going, and that's who you want to listen to, because people will talk to you from the mentality and the mindset of where they are. I said something right there. Find somebody that's at the mentality of where you want to go to, because people will talk to you, share to you, teach to you, preach to you from their level of mentality right there. I said something right there. Find somebody. So listen, y'all can say what you want to say, but when I heard Sister Girl, and when I began to identify all of the places that she's been and all of the things that she's done, I said, she's saying something that I know I want to hear, just because her experience and her opportunities and her reality of living and operating in that realm it's speaking to where I'm going. I'm not looking for folk over here. I'm looking for folk that are speaking to where I'm going. I'm saying something right here, because people will talk to you from their level and from their place. So she said, I knew from day one, I've always said, I belong here. And this is something that I want you to understand. When you understand you deserve and you belong, many of the challenges that you have is because you're still trying to convince yourself that you deserve it. You're still trying to convince yourself that you belong. And why are you doing it? Because you got folk running around talking about, I'm so unworthy. Y'all miss me with that. I'm worthy. I'm worthy. You ain't worthy, and you gonna stay at the level of the unworthy and where they live. I'm worthy because, listen, the way of the transgressor is hard, but listen, he's given me a yoke that's easy and a burden that's light, and he's made me worthy. And if I'm not made worthy, what's the point? Miss me with that. So when she said that, immediately something down in my shondo resonated with her, because I said, she's talking the kind of talk that I talk. I don't, all the other stuff, I don't listen to that. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I don't listen to that, because at the end of the day, y'all talking from a place and from a realm. That's not where I am, and it definitely ain't where I want to be. It's definitely not where I want to exist. It's definitely not where I want to reside and abide. So I want you to, y'all can have that. I'm going to love y'all. I'm going to come. I'm going to appreciate. I'm going to hang out. But at the end of the day, I can't buy what you selling, because I don't want them wares. I don't want those wares. So at the end of the day, I want to thank you so much for that hype train. It completed at a level 2. I thank you all. Miss Frosty 60803. If I missed you for those roaring biddies. Kim Possible, thank you for those roaring biddies. That's not where I'm trying to, that ceiling is too low. And if that's where you want to be, I had to tell a pastor not long ago, and while he was trying to wrangle me, your ceiling is too low. I'm so sorry. I appreciate you. I appreciate your people, but your ceiling is too low. I can't hang my hat and live in here. It's too low. It's for somebody, but it ain't for me. So at the end of the day, come on here, woman unsilenced. If you're always the smartest one in the room, you're stunting your growth. That is a word right there. You ought to always be reaching for a higher plane. I I said this even on yesterday as I was talking to Rebel. I want to be learning and growing until the day I close my eyes. And I mean that with all my heart. I want to be learning and growing until the day I close my eyes. There's somebody that has something to teach me and show me, because I'm going somewhere, but I ain't on this plane that a lot of people are on. I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm just not there. So at the end of the day, she said, I knew I deserved it. And I said, so when we start dealing with, and we talk about the way of the transgressor is hard, because y'all still identify as a transgressor. And as identifying as a transgressor, you really believe that you're unworthy. And your unworthy belief shows off in how far you can go. I said something right there. And I don't care. They can teach you that from the pulpit. It's as wrong as two left shoes. You are worthy. You are worthy. And if all of this work that you said Jesus came to do, if you're outside of the Christian faith, that wherever you are in your belief system, you still have this idea. I'm talking about boss energy right now, KB Browns. I'm definitely talking about boss energy. That's the way we do it over here. Let the sheep go somewhere else. I'm talking to lions. If you don't understand that you are made worthy and you still have that mindset of a transgressor, your way is going to be hard. So as I sat and I was ministering to my feet, I just want to stop and I just want to appreciate. And I'm going to say this. People say, you know, your friends and your family are not going to support you. That because your way is hard. That's because your way is hard. That's because your way is hard. And I sat there and I thought about it. I said, okay. And I opened up, and we've been talking about angels. Your angels can come in all shapes, sizes, forms, backgrounds, whatever. But I'm not going to cut my blessing off like that. I'm not going to cut my blessing off like that. Because you know why? At the end of the day, let me tell you what. I sat and I began to bless my feet, and I began to bless those that have blessed me. And let me tell you, as long as I have been pushing forward, my strongest support has come from my family and friends. My strongest support has come from my family and friends. I've never cut them off. I've never said what they're not going to do. I've never cut them off at the knees and chopped them down and now expectation wasn't it. You got to do this for me. But at the same time, I understand the way that I was raised and the way that we were trained and taught. My mother was my number one supporter, even though she came, even in my ministry, even though she came from a background that taught women are out of order to preach. My mother was my number one supporter. Hear me when I say that. Then I got my BTD mom. I got SK 8843. I got the Rebel Ink. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. I got MCP 812. I got my cousin Linda. Listen, I got my cousin Marvin. You understand what I'm saying? Do you get the gist? I got Jonna CPW. I got Royal Confessions. I've got friends and family that if it was not for friends and family, baby, I would be cut down. So while you take this idea and mentality that it's not going to come from them, block yourself off and lock yourself off if you want to. But I began to bless them, and I said, and listen, didn't come asking for no discount. When I started the Institute, the first 1,000 that went in came from my sisters. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. And they didn't do it so that I could get on and talk about them. But I'm saying, this is the thing that I'm trying to get you to see. Why would you cut yourself off at the knees? Baby, your angels can come from anywhere. Your angels can be anybody. Your angels can be, but listen, some of us have entertained angels unaware, and they're right there in your midst, but you've tied their hands, you've tied their feet, you've gagged their mouths because you already have spoken what they're not going to do. Come on, Michelle. I'm trying to teach y'all this morning. So I listen and I pay attention. I pay attention to certain people. And then certain people, I love them, and I let what they say roll right on off of my back like water off a duck's back, because I can't embrace that. So I bless them for bringing me to this place. And even as you all saw that raid train, and right up there in the midst in my family, right up there in the midst, my family, right up there in the midst every time. I don't have to question. I don't have to wonder. I don't have to think about it. I know anytime there's a question of a blessing, they gonna answer. So I want you all to come to a place where you can begin to understand. Take on a different mentality and listen. I need you to listen. I need you to look for your angels. That's what we preached on Sunday. Your angels, get ready. Your angels are coming. Get ready. Your angels are coming. Fairly All Day gave us a word of how her angel manifested on the other day, and boom. This is what folks that you don't know. I was sharing my testimony how my angel showed up on Saturday. Boom. Y'all understand? And they're angels. There are angels. And that's why I'm telling y'all out here talking about spiritual warfare and fighting. I don't fight. I'm not in a battle. I'm not in a struggle. He gives his angels charge over me. And those angels are not just the cherubims and the seraphims. The angels are also individuals that God sends in my life from all kind of directions. He gives his angels charge over me to keep me in all my ways. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling this morning. So at the end of the day, I thank God for my angels that work for me. They're on assignment for me. They're ambassadors for me. Do you understand? I need you to shift your thinking out of this low level of thinking, and I need you to go to another plane and another plateau. So the woman said the first thing that I did was I always had a mindset that I deserved it and I belonged there. You got to see it first. Are you hearing me? You got to see it and believe it first. Yes, Royal Confessions, I fired you yesterday. Because I didn't like what you were selling, but then I hired you back because you were telling the truth even when I didn't want to hear it. That's my girl. And if you got some folk that y'all can't play, talk, and laugh, and they on your inner circle, you need to get somebody else. You ought to be able to joke, laugh, have fun, and tell the truth. Some of y'all too serious. Good Lord, from Zion, y'all too serious. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, your angels are coming. If you hear my voice today, I need you to be careful how you entertain angels, because you're about to entertain angels. And some of you have been entertaining angels unaware, but you done excluded some of your angels that are standing, waiting, and ready to help you. So this is what I want you to hear. So I was like, okay, so where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? So she said, listen, I knew my passion. Hear me. I knew my passion, but I also had the preparation and the purpose. She said, I always operate in my 3 Ps. She said, I know my passion, but I always operate in my purpose, and I always make sure on the preparation. So I want you, as you're listening in these days and the days that lie ahead, I want you this week, we're going to talk about preparation, passion, and purpose. Preparation, passion, and purpose. I know my passion. I do. And some of you know what your passions are. You do. And you have started coming to a place where you understand your purpose. Come on, Fairly All Day. And that word is still manifesting even today, Fairly. Come on and testify in the room, because I know what I'm telling is the truth. And this is the thing. I don't worry about people that can't align with what I'm saying, because I told you, I'm called to wake up lions, not the sheep. So I don't get confused. And that's not a put down. That's not a put down. Everybody at this point in juncture of the road, everybody does not represent lions. Some are sheep. Some of you sitting here today might be listening to me, and at the time, at the moment, you may be a sheep that will transfer over into being a lion, that will make that metamorphosis. But right now, you're still sheep. I love you, and that's okay, because the lion and the lamb can lay down together in this day and time. You understand what I'm saying? The lion and the lamb can lie down together at the same place at the same time in this day and time. But I'm sent to lions, and that's why Fairly All Day, this word is still manifesting for you even today, because you have moved out with this lion boss energy, and it's working. It's working, and it will work. It does work. So this is where I want us to understand. And so for the sheep that are here, you may need to just hear this word and then chew on it and then come back later. That's okay. It's okay. And I still love you. I'm talking to the lions though right now, and I need you to get this down in your shondo. Listen, you stuck like Chuck. We ain't going nowhere. You know I love. We in this together, and we in it to win. We are winners, Royal Confession. You already know. And I want you to hear this because listen, Royal Confessions, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. God is doing great and mighty things, and you have not, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Come on, your angel, and you are meeting again this morning. That's what I'm talking about, Fairly. That's what I'm talking about. Crazy Berrytown is in the room. She is a streamer, y'all, and she's the other part of, as I said on Friday's Good Grief, that good journey through grief. I want y'all to come in and blessings to you, but she also streams. She will be on Thursday, 12 Eastern time. Y'all join Crazy Berrytown over there. So much love to you. And to think you almost discounted him. Ooh! Fairly all day you said a word. Some of you all have almost discounted your angels that God has sent to you. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You have discounted the angels that have come. Listen, and they've been given charge. He gives his angels charge over you to keep you. And I told you, y'all done got so heavenly minded. You looking for the seraphim and the cherubim. Baby, God has angels and a heavenly host that's right here amongst you. Stardust wrapped up in human flesh that's ready to bless you and be an angel in your life. But you still looking for the seraphims and the cherubims. I said a whole word right there. Y'all still looking for the cherubims and the seraphims, and you got an angel right in the midst. And I'm going to say it again. Be careful how you entertain strangers, because some of y'all are entertaining your angels unaware. I'm talking real good right now. I'm talking real good. And the lions, I want all the lions to hear it. I want all the lions to put it in application. Number one, so what are you saying, spiritual thought leader? Know that you belong there and know that you deserve it. Know that you belong there and know that you deserve what's coming your way. And I'm going to tell you again, it's not going to be hard. The way of the transgressor, the way of the person that sees themselves unworthy, the way of the person that thinks they don't belong there and they're trying to work through that noise in their head. The way of the transgressor is hard, but his yoke is easy and the burden is light. This that's getting ready to happen in your life, it's getting ready to happen so fast. It's getting ready to happen so smooth. It's getting ready to happen so easy. You're gonna be shocked, stunned, and amazed. Almost like when Peter was in the inner prison between two guards and a quaternion of soldiers, and he was locked up and chained up, but the angel appeared to him and said, stand up quickly. And that's what some of y'all need to do. Go ahead and stand up quickly. You're moving too slow. He said, stand up quickly. And when he stood up, the chains fell off. The soldiers fell out. The doors opened up, and he just walked out to the street untouched and unfettered, such so much that he thought he was having a dream. I'm telling you, because his yoke is easy and the burden is light. This is the place that y'all get ready to move in. Am I talking to anybody? Come out of all of that hard. I endure hardness as a good soldier. I'm not fighting. I got angels. Y'all can keep on fighting if you want to. Some of y'all don't know, honey, study war no more. Y'all don't know nothing about that. I ain't gonna study war no more. Y'all singing, gonna lay down my burden. And y'all just keep right on fighting. You can't help yourself. That's all you know is you're warriors, and all you know how to do is fight. Am I talking to anybody? The way is going to happen for you so easily. It's going to begin. Now, I didn't say you're not going to have to apply yourself, but I'm telling you, when you apply yourself to your passion, when you apply yourself to your purpose, when you apply yourself as far as getting the preparation, that is not hard because you know that you're making an investment in yourself. You know that you're making an investment into your passion. You know that you're making an investment into your purpose, and it becomes a joy. Am I talking to anybody? Am I talking to anybody in here? So, you know, and if this word ain't for you, God bless you. I love you. But there's folk in here need to hear this word. I need y'all to go ahead, stand up quickly and stop this hardness. My yoke is easy. Somebody lying. Somebody's lying. If his yoke is easy and the burden is light, why is your way so hard? Because that's the way we preach it to you. Now, listen, let's come on. So when we understand, I'm dealing with my passion, I'm dealing with my purpose, I'm already in preparation or have already done it, or I'm doing it right now. Preparation in full effect. Baby, I'm telling you, it's your time, it's your season, it's your place. We are under an open heaven. Hear me when I say it. We're under an open heaven. We're under an open heaven. Don't discount your angel. We are under an open heaven. Don't cross out your angels. We are under an open heaven. We are under, and baby, the one that you least expected is going to bring it to you. I didn't know that woman in my neighborhood that showed up in my yard. I didn't know that woman. But that woman, even as she said, I was sent to bless you. I was sent to bless you. That's what I'm talking about. I was sent to bless you. Come on and listen to me. I was sent to bless you. Come on, Michelle Brownell. This is your time. And listen, baby, the Lord's going to open this door for you, Michelle. The Lord's going to open this door, and don't go in there thinking it's going to be hard. The yoke is easy and the burden is light. Go in and receive your blessing. Get what you need to get up out of there and keep on moving towards. Because, baby, your passion, your purpose, you're in preparation for that right now, but your passion and your purpose is manifesting. Oh, my God. Just like your miracle, signs and wonders, it's manifesting even right now. Is anybody listening to me? Now, at the end of the day, come on here, woman unsilenced. So at the end of the day, come on here, Kim Possible. It's your season. It's your time. Look for your angels, because your angels will appear. Now, this is where I want to go. And this is the last point I'm going to touch on today. And then we're going to come back and deal with this some more. We're going to deal with this the rest of this week, because it's time for us to move. It's time for us to move forward. It's time for us to possess the land. It's time for us to make this change and be the change and watch it manifest. Now, this is the last thing I want to touch on. And you know, Dr. Dady always says, if your coach doesn't have a coach, you need another coach. If your coach doesn't have a coach, you need another coach. Let me listen. Let me tell you this. So this is the last thing that she said, and I'm gonna deal with this all this week. On Thursday, on Friday, we gonna get all the juice out of this that we can get, so we can get some fine wine. We got these grapes right here. This sister, and this is what I'm telling you. These are where I gather my grapes. I'm not getting ready to get my grapes from somebody that's all dried up. I want to gather my grapes from somebody that's really got a nice, luscious, plush field. That's where I want to get my grapes from. That's the vineyard that I'm shopping in. This sister left some grapes for us, and we want to get every ounce, every drop of wine out of it that we can get. So listen, at the end of the day, she said, you need two kinds of people in your life as you go on this journey, because they were like, how did you get to these places of elevation? How did you get to this level? How did you get to this magnitude? And she started with, number one, I knew I belonged there. I knew I belonged there. I knew I deserved it. That's my first thing. And then I understood the 3 P's of passion, purpose, and preparation. I understood the 3 P's, and I let them operate in my life even to this day. That's how I operate. That's my modus operandi. I move in a way where I make sure that I'm going to move in passion, purpose, and make sure that I'm prepared for whatever it is. But she said, I also got here because I always kept 2 kinds of people in my life. Did you hear me? She said, I always kept 2 kinds of people in my life. And she said, I always had a mentor, and I always had a sponsor. I always have a mentor, and I always have a sponsor. And so I want you to hear that. I want you to hear that, because many of us, it's time to move. And I said, you know, even as I listened to her talk, you know what I said to myself? I'm going to look her up. I'm going to track her down. I'm going to get on Facebook. Because I'm going to tell you what, I'll listen to her before I listen to some of these sermons coming from the pulpit. I'm going to track her down. I'm going to listen and sit at her internet remote feet. Anything and everything that I can glean from her, because this woman, I mean, everything that came out of her mouth in the interviews, I was just like, this woman is cold. That's all I can say. This woman right here is cold. When you find somebody that's talking your talk, when you find some ducks that quack like you quack, when you find somebody that's got what you need, sit yourself down and learn. You hear me? When you sit yourself down and learn. Listen. Eat it up. Every drop. So she said this. She said, you know what? And when people ask me, what's the difference between your mentor and your sponsor? And she said, my mentor tells and my sponsor sells. My mentors tell and my sponsors sell. She said, and I've had occasion where sometimes the individual was both mentor and sponsor. And she said, this is the thing that you've got to make sure as you are moving upward. Did y'all hear what I said? Moving upward. Now, folks that want to stay on that same horizon and stay in that same plane, stay in that same level, on that same frequency, that's fine. But listen to me. Listen to me. If you're upward bound, if your mobility is upward, not on the same level, but if you're upward bound, listen to this. You need a mentor and a sponsor. And some of those may be one and the same. But she said at the end of the day, Kim, I know her last name was Davis. I need to go back and look at her first name because I got the interview saved so I could go back and watch it again, because I'm that type of person, Kim. I'll watch the video over and over and over. When I hear people say some good stuff, baby, I put that thing on repeat. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I put that thing on repeat because I want to hear it. I want to get every drop, every piece of it. I'll get you her first name. I know her last name was Davis. But she's over. You can probably look her up real easily because she has been placed in over the hockey league. She's over the hockey league at this point right now. So you can look her up. Her last name is Davis, black female. She's awesome. But I will go out and try to find it. Well, actually, I don't have to try to find it because I do have it saved. But I'll let you see that if I can get my hands on it. So here we go. At the end of the day, she said, I have those that, again, what's the difference between the two? Your mentor tells, but your sponsors sell. You need individuals that not only give you that coaching and are telling and speaking into you. She said, but everywhere I've gone, and she talked about one individual who is both mentor and sponsor to her. She said, and this man, after he mentored me, he sold me everywhere. She said many times, and thank you, Michelle. Thank you for that. Kimberly Davis, go look her up. She's beautiful. I loved every word that came out of her. A mentor, SK8843, and a sponsor, Miss Frosty. A mentor and a sponsor. And this is the thing. You need those that will not only, and see, that's a lot of folks want to talk. But and that's okay. And for some, that's their only function, is to be there as a mentor, as a coach. But then you also need to allow and align sponsors for your calling, sponsors for your entrepreneurship. You won't forget that name, will you, Kim Possible? Sponsors. Because she said, and she began to talk about the one gentleman in particular. And again, your angel. Be careful how you entertain angels, because some of y'all are entertaining angels unaware. And as she was talking about the differences in their background, but for whatever reason, he was her angel. And when God dropped him in her life, he not only took the time to mentor her, but every step of her journey, he has continued to sell her, as well as others. And so she said, I did not make it here alone. I did not make it here by myself. I'm going to tell you, when you ask me, how did I get here? These are the things that carried me, and I still utilize them in my life to this day. I never stray from my passion. I never stray from my purpose. And I always make sure that when I come in, I've got preparation under lock and key. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Because there are many folks that are trying to walk a walk and go on a journey, and they're really not prepared. Hear me when I say that. And I'm not talking about trying to come up with a plan. And I'm talking about even in your craft and your skill, you still are unprepared. I do a ministers in training all the time with ministers that know that they're called, but I can tell the preachers that just went out there and they're untrained, uneducated, not knowledgeable. And it's okay. I appreciate you for it, but somebody needs some training. I look at pastors today and I'm like, oh my God, at the end of the day, you can tell folks ain't had nothing. And I'm not talking about, I got to go to seminary. Baby. I tell people all the time, again, as my father said, schooling they're going to tell you read a book. You don't have to have somebody to tell you to read a book. You can read a book on your own, but get the education, get the knowledge, get the understanding. Don't just go out here willy-nilly half-cocked. So at the end of the day, this is where we have her saying, I go, and when I go, I am prepared. She said, I don't know anything or very little, she said, about hockey. She said, but I've aligned myself with the people that do know. Do you understand? You don't have to be everything. What she does have is the ability to lead. What she does have is the ability to organize. What she does have is the ability to run a multi-billion-dollar industry and organization. She's got the track record. That's what she does do. It doesn't matter whether or not she knows hockey. She can align herself to those resources and network on that part, but that's not what they're hiring for her for. They're hiring her to lead that organization and take it to the next level. I said something right there, if you'll receive it. So at the end of the day, I want you to understand that we look at, am I prepared? Is it my passion? Am I fulfilling my purpose? And I promise you, when you get in that place, that way is not going to be hard for you. That way is not going to be hard for you. And I would contend that when you find yourself and it's hard, you're probably out of place, or else you've outgrown it. You hear what I said? You're probably out of place, or you've outgrown it. But she keeps that on lock. And then the last thing is to make sure that I always have in full effect my mentors and my sponsors. And some of y'all got the mentorship and the coaching down, but you need some folk that are going to speak you up, talk you up, tell who you are, and really sing your praises and sponsor you. Am I talking to anybody? Because this is the thing, and believe me if you will or no, but this is the thing. It becomes really, really awkward if you don't have somebody that can get out and sing your praises to the other people that are around. Am I making sense? There comes a point in time where it's not for you to speak in certain instances on yourself. And that's a word for some folks that don't know the difference between when you look in order and out of order. When you look like, yes, I've got this ability, and yet and still there's some levels of self-promotion that are right on the borderline of being inappropriate and ego and narcissistic. I said something right there. Some of that is right on the borderline of being egotistical and narcissistic. there is that place of sponsorship when sponsors can, and I'm gonna say this and I'm out. And I may talk about this a little bit more as I go. But my niece is now in upper level management with the banking institution where she works at. Young woman, young. She came out of KU with double degrees, doing a phenomenal job. She has a mentor. She has a sponsor, and she's doing an awesome job. And as she got this new job of management, this is what I said, is there anything new that I need to know about how corporate arenas are going in this day and in this time? And so she said, Aunt Jean, she said, if I was going to tell you something, I would say, build your team of sponsors. Build your team of sponsors. She said, when I came into this new position, and she's doing grand. I love it. I'm so proud of her. She said, when I came into this new position, she said, my mentor sponsor told me, build a team that will follow you anywhere. Now I want you to hear me. She said, build a team that will follow you anywhere. She said, because when you leave from here and you go on to your next place of destination, you don't deal with trying to train and deal with folks that you know nothing about in that new place, because you're coming to build a space and a place of success. She said, when you go from here, take the team that you trained, take the team that you built, take the team that you know. And when you negotiate for that next position over there, you tell them, I come with my team and we guarantee you success. Did you hear the words that came out of my mouth? She said, when you go to your next destination and when you go for your next placement and your next elevation from here, she said, I come with a team. She said, and that way you don't have to worry about, I don't care. You don't worry about, I'm going to go over here and somebody's trying to sabotage me. I'm going to go over here and somebody's going to shoot me down. Because listen, I'm operating and vibrating at a level right now. I'm operating at a pay grade right now that, baby, if you want me to come over there, you going to take me and my team. Did y'all hear me? She said 20, what my baby is 27, 28. No, actually, we just celebrated her 30th birthday last year, so she's 30. 30 years old, and she already has the vision. Do you hear me? And listen, 30 years old, and I have no problem asking her, what do I need to know about corporate America in these days and time? Because what I did and what I learned back in my day, y'all know times change, and some of y'all still trying to do stuff in the new place like they did back then in 1990. Baby, this is 2022. I see some of y'all talking. Come on, Fairly. Come on, Dr. Dady. And my whole team, Fairly. She said, you take me and my whole team and we guarantee you success. You take me and my whole team and we guarantee you success, woman unsilenced. I'm talking to people that think outside the box. I'm talking to people that are ready to go somewhere. Now, if this wasn't for you, I'm going to say it once more and again. I love you and chew on it. But to my lions that are here, come on here, T. Summers. To my lions, Miss Frosty, Den Darn, Mel, I see y'all. To my lions, Lady T. We have a time laid out before us. Anything and everything is possible. But we got to move out of the old places. Do you hear me? Oh, baby, I'm telling you. Come on, woman unsilenced. And when listen to me, and that's why I have the millennials come on. That's why I have the millennials come on. Some of us need to sit down and talk to some young folk. Y'all around too many old folk. Y'all need to talk to some young people. Y'all need to understand how things are flowing in this hour, because some of that stuff from the old day and the old school is over. Just like I'm gonna show y'all a picture of that Lincoln. Just that Lincoln, just like that car doesn't look like anything of the cars that we're driving now. For real, we still trying to drive them old vehicles into a new dispensation. We're still trying to drive those old vehicles into a new dispensation. Ooh. Come on, Miss Frosty. Come on, Den Darn. Come on, Lady T. Some of y'all needed to hear it. And I am here. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, woman unsilenced. I'm here for it fairly all day. Because it's time. And listen, I'm going to say this and we out, because we got to go over and we got to spend some time over there with the Rebel Inc. But this is what I want you to hear. There are some of us that are like Joshua and Caleb. And this is to those of us that are on the other side of 50. There are those of us like Joshua and Caleb. Y'all remember Caleb said, I want my mountain. There are many of the old school that are going to die out there in the wilderness because they can't get away from Egypt. They can't get away from the way we used to do it. They can't get away from that old mindset. But there are many of us that represent Joshua and Caleb. And it's time for us to go over to the promised land. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And with that, let's go, because it's time to go over to the Rebel Inc. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I feel for my
Well, I feel for my brother. And I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You OQ. One-on-one, just me and you. Y'all telling me to hydrate and tile down. I see Bearded Baritone is in the room. Come on in here, my brother. He is a streamer. Y'all follow him. He'll bless your whole life. I promise you he will. Now, this has been another edition of Yes You OQ. One-on-one, just me and you. Listen, I'm talking and I'm equipping and I'm preparing us to go into the promised land. We've been out here long enough. We've been out here in the wilderness long enough. It's time for us to turn and go into the place that's been waiting on us the whole time. Are you ready to go with me? Now listen, you can follow me because I'm out here. Follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, Anchor. I'm out there. Listen, I'm out there. Just follow me because we going somewhere. And this is our mantra. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. We don't have intimidation. We got power. We got love. We got a sound mind. Anytime I'm dealing in love, I am all powerful in love. And I belong here. Come on. I belong here, and it's time to move. Now, if you want to see the change, I need you first to understand you got to be the change. And you're not in this thing alone. It's us, you, me, we all. This pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. Now, at the end of the day, I want to appreciate one reason. I thank you. This is not the den of iniquity. This is the den of activity, and the support in here has been phenomenal. One reason and the gospel takeover. Soldiers for Christ. I appreciate you all this morning. That raid train this morning, hype train, I'm sorry, SK8843, Kim Possible 711, Miss Frosty 60803. Thank you for those roaring biddies. To my moderators, the Blessed Trinity, Michelle Brownell, the Rebel Inc., and Shelly Thunder. Thank you so much. And to the new followers today, welcome to the Lion's Den. M. Lewis 416, T. Crosby, 7 Diva Rose 48, Tracy Roy 1968, and K. Ken 1922. Welcome to the Lion's Den. Shelly Thunder, King Coogee, Tall Pumps, Auntie Diddy. Thank you for the re-ups. I love every last one of you. And once more and again, one reason Thank you for that raid. And our prayers are going out to you today in your time of bereavement. Now listen, copy that raid train message because we're going over it. Yes, we are. We're going over it. Mike City, Mike City. Good morning to you, fam. Come on in the room. We're getting ready to go to Rebel's house. Yes, we're having anti-morning bangos and the cracks. Come on and ride with us. Come go with us and we will do you good. Now we out of here this morning. We're out of here, but you know how I say it. You know how we do it. I want you to make sure, do what you love what you do. Get your preparation, your passion, and your purpose on the same page, and let's do this. Peace for your journey.
For my brother.